Hi guys, how's it going? It's Chaiki and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I want to talk about my savings and investment journey. Just talk about how they are doing so far. And honestly, it's bad. I'm not so proud of how I am doing. I can do better. I know I can do better, but it's just been a bit hectic this year actually compared to last year. Last year I was so consistent with saving and investing, and not that this year I'm not consistent, just that there's just been a bit of a hiccups here and there. I put up a video where I talk about how I saved more than 10,000 rand on a low income, and just looking at last year's numbers and this year's numbers, and given the fact that we are on month 8, it's bad. I don't even have half the money that I have saved last year. So just to let you guys a little bit in, just so you understand why I don't have the money that I had last year, at the beginning of the year I moved to a new place, and moving is just so expensive, so I used my savings from last year to settle in, buy whatever that I want to buy, and just make sure that I'm comfortable. So when the year started, I actually started at a zero. I literally just had to start with having a budget, writing down a budget, and starting my emergency funds with zero and investing zero. So I would say that for the financial life, I was starting at a zero. I was starting afresh. So I had a plan, I had a budget, I shared a budget. I have a video uploaded where I share a budget. So I had a budget, and the money that I have for savings, it's more than enough, and I shouldn't actually be complaining. But life is life, and life has been life. We'll get to that. So I put up a budget with my savings and investment plans, right? And actually I'm saving more than what the money rules want us to save. I'm saving way too much, and that is actually what I wanted to say, that contribute this much, and at the end of the year then you can just close off your emergency funds and then you move on to the next thing. Because the honest truth is, you cannot save the whole money in the world. You cannot even save your way up to wealth, you know. So you gotta have a limit. You gotta need to know that if it's an emergency funds, you need to have maybe 10k, 20k, close it and move on to the next. And maybe you can increase your investment funds and just make sure that you are now not just saving money but growing your money. That was my plan, to say that by month 6 I should at least have 5 figures, to say the least, and then I can reduce my savings amount and then take that money, put it into my investment funds. Yes, investment funds, and just grow my money, right? Because I cannot have 100k in my emergency funds. I can't do that. That was my plan, but just how things are unfolding, it's not looking good, you know. And I shouldn't be laughing, but it makes me laugh just how crazy life can be, and how things can just come, and now you're required to pop this amount of money because something wants money, you know. So that's actually what has been happening, and I just feel like we need to come to terms with the fact that the road to financial freedom, road to financial stability, road to financial independence is not linear, you know. And my world will never be the same as somebody else's world. In my world, you can find that it can be a bit linear like that. I can be able to save consistently maybe 3k or 4k, and in somebody else's world, given the responsibilities that they have, you find that they won't be able to be consistent with their saving, you know. And I just feel like that is just the reality of this financial life, or this financial freedom that we are trying to get to. So it's just like that. I haven't been consistent, and not because I don't know how to budget, or because I'm impulsive, or I'm all about instant gratification. No, one thing about me is I have built great money habits that investing and saving are my second nature. I don't struggle to save money. I don't struggle to invest money, you know. And I would actually give credit to the fact that I have read a couple of personal finance books, and if there's one thing that they emphasize on is the fact that you need to pay yourself first. That is just to say, the minute your salary gets in, or income, whatever income gets into your bank account, you take a certain portion and then you take it to your savings and investment. So that's what I do every single month. Before I spend on anything, I transfer money to my emergency funds and to my easy equities. I use it for investing, right? So this is the third month, and the past 2 months I haven't saved anything. And I just had other commitments, other financial commitments, and it was actually so hard for me to save. I got to a point whereby I was giving myself just little money, you know, I call it guilt-free expenditure or guilt-free money. I was giving myself so little money that it will run out during the month, and I have to go and tap into my savings. And I didn't even make a contribution to my savings. So I was actually chowing the savings for the other months, you know. That was my reality, and that went on for June, July. Yes, for June, July. And also I do have other commitments family-wise. And if there's one thing actually that I've realized is that you cannot run away from relationships. You cannot. If there's one thing, you just need to find pleasure in spending money, investing into relationships, either family, friends, or whatever kind of relationship. So in this case, one of the reasons why I am unable to save the way that I used to save is because I have to invest into relationships, right? And it's a lot. It's a lot in a way, but I know that at the end of the day, it's going to give me satisfaction. I'm going to be fulfilled knowing that I've invested into my relationships and all is well, actually. The thing that I struggled with the past few months was impulsiveness. I'm not somebody who struggles with it, but I just found myself taking my last money, buying something, knowing very well that I don't have money, but I will take the last money that I have, buy that thing, and then go to my savings account, take money from there, because I need to have money. And with all this personal finance books I've read, they really emphasize on impulsiveness. They talk about instant gratification versus delayed gratification, you know. And I actually watch Mapalo Maku. Sorry if I'm going to misquote her, but she once mentioned that if you feel that you need something now, wait 24 hours and ask yourself, do you still want that thing? If the answer is no, then you didn't even need it, you know. So that is just the way in which you can try to avoid being impulsive. But I've struggled with that. But if there's one thing, you get to grow when you get to experience some of the things. So now, knowing what I know now and knowing how that has affected me, I'm gonna try moving forward not to be as impulsive as I have been. We don't live in a perfect world, if we're just being honest. We don't live in a perfect world. Sometimes you get to just want things, you get to crave things, you Mr. D, you Uber Eats and stuff like that. So it won't be that easy, but I'm gonna try. So with me not being able to save, I was not even looking at my budget. I was not even budgeting anymore. I do have a budget in place, but I was not looking at it anymore. So usually what I do on a perfect month is that days before I get paid, I go through my budget and see, do I need to make any adjustments? Do I need to add anything? And all of that. So lately, because I know very well that yes, I'm gonna get paid, but I don't have money. Even if I go and look at my budget, how is it going to help me? Because I can't. I'm not even gonna follow that budget. So I've just been letting the money come, taking it where it's supposed to go, and see what I'm left with. So that has been my reality for the past 2 months, and even this month there's going to be my reality. I won't have any money to save. I'm not even going to look at my budget because it's not gonna help me anyhow. And it's actually times like this where I get to understand why other people are unable to save money, because like I've mentioned, my world is different to another person's world. So if I can save and then one day I wake up and I'm not able to save, imagine somebody who has a lot going on in their lives that they can't even spare a cent, you know. So those are the things that I was actually just thinking about, that people are trying, you know, because I also feel that I'm trying, but it's just not happening. And not that I don't want to save, but I cannot. But if there's one thing that actually brings me peace, is the fact that even though I haven't been able to save, I have been consistent with investing. I never skipped to invest. I've always been consistent with investing. Like, at least I know that if I do not save, my investment funds are increasing. And I've just been able to increase from 1,000 to, how much do I have now for investments? 1.3. Yes, I've been able to increase from 1,000 to 1.3. When I first started on YouTube, my first video was invest 1,000 with me. That was then with my budget at the time. So now I just had to make a few adjustments here and there and free up some cash, so I was able to increase my investment funds. And it's so I actually saw a video. Yes, so I saw a video of Wall Street Trapper. He's an American guy talking about investment and stuff. So his strategy to growing money instead of putting so much money in the bank is that take that money, put it into an S&P 500 ETF, or did he mention NASDAQ? I think he did, right? So what I've been doing is I've reduced my savings funds with 500, and I'm putting the 500 into the NASDAQ 100. It's an ETF provided by Cetrix. Yes, that's how I'm growing my money, you know. So as much as I am not able to save, at least a portion of the money that was supposed to go to my saving is also going to the NASDAQ 100, and currently it's up, I think 8%, 8 or 10%. So somebody might just consider doing that. And this is a plug, actually. I'm plugging you guys, and I have it under tax-free savings account. The reason why I chose it is because it does not pay any dividends, and I've mentioned this in my previous video that it does not pay any dividends, and it's in a tax-free savings account, and it's very much liquid. So if now I have an emergency where I need to have money now and put it somewhere, I can just sell it, easier to sell, and there won't be any tax on it. So it's just the same as having a savings account. And with my situation being like this, this month I'm not gonna save any money, and I've made peace with it. That I don't have money and it's not okay, but it's okay. We move. So it's only in September where I'm gonna go back to my budget, you know, and save the way that I used to save, invest, and just stick to the budget. But as for now, I know for a fact that things are not looking good, and it's fine. So my plan actually is that I need to have at least 10,000 in my savings by the end of the year. So I need to just decide that this is how much I'm going to save from September to December, so that when the year ends, I know that this is how much I have in my savings, and then next year I don't get to save that much money. I can just take it and put it into something else that is going to benefit me or increase my investment funds. But I'm just looking to close off my emergency funds, because this thing of always saving, you guys, I don't like it. I don't like it. And as I've mentioned, you cannot save your way up to wealth or being rich. You need to have a limit, and that is my plan, that once I hit 10,000, I'm now gonna look at other things that will benefit me. And as much as my situation does not give me financial peace of mind, I'm at peace, you know. And I just told myself that I'm gonna try again next year, because this year's almost over, and so I'm gonna try again next year, and this year until it ends I'm just gonna keep trying. Thank you guys for watching till the end. Thank you. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and comment. See you in my next video. Bye.